Why would a company want to sponsor you on a H2B visa? So let's start off by describing what exactly the H2B visa is. So the visa is for temporary non-agricultural workers. So temporary being obviously coming over for a temporary period of time to work for a high season unskilled work. So you do not need a college education or a background for this job. Now, who would need these sort of workers in their job? So think about big country clubs or big hotel chains that cannot find enough American workers to work for them. Florida, as this is the place that does have the highest demand for H2B workers, as in Florida there are many country clubs which require a lot of staff, and usually seasonal staff. So seasonal for a winter season, which would start in October and that would end in May. Seasonal staff is because for the winter season the clubs are really popular and are at a high volume of members. So a lot of members that live in upstates such as New York or Pennsylvania, Michigan, etc. come down to Florida and spend their winter time there, as it is a gorgeous climate and they like to spend their time in the club or golfing for the winter season. But as the summer approaches, it actually starts to get extremely hot and people usually go back to them other states. So the club only really does need a high volume of staff for that high season period, which is the winter season from May until October. During the winter time, most American staff that would usually work in these clubs as a server or in the kitchen or working as a hostess are actually in college for this period of time, so they don't have a very flexible schedule. They may be able to work part-time, but if the club only relies on hiring these staff, then they aren't going to have enough staff to operate their facilities as usual, and that's going to cause a big impact to being able to keep the club open and provide good service for all of the members. Basically leads the club to looking other alternative ways for staff, which leads them to looking for staff overseas, usually on the H2B visa program, which works perfectly for staffing for these seasons. Clubs usually find difficult to find staffing in would be the housekeeping area, hospitality, food and beverage, cooks, hostess or desk attendants, basically under the H2B category for temporary non-agricultural work. Why such a program can exist? Because if the demand is there, then it is possible for this to happen and for staff to come over and fill these positions for the temporary season. It is a win-win for both members, as the club will gain staff for their season, and then the person coming over will be able to gain experience in America in a high-end country club and have that basically to put on their resume and enjoy living over here for a season, but then return home after the season. Or the other option would be to extend your visa and go now to the clubs that will be busy in the summertime.